When I think of the future of women's football, it actually gives me the feeling that I actually don't feel people understand how big it's going to be. My name's Carmelina Moscato, and I'm the head coach for FC Nordsjælland women's first team. So breaking the bias has been, a theme in my professional experience, I would say, post-playing. As soon as I left the sport and started to go into sort of the boardrooms and the administrative discussions, strategic discussions, I really had a rude awakening, if I'm honest with you, that the bias towards women's sport was alive and well, that most conversations were around, we're not there yet, pat on the head, we'll get there soon, and those kinds of narratives where I had always felt we were actually there. I think breaking the bias is just, it's not about like fighting, it's about sharing how incredible the sport is and raising the standards, conditions and the respect around what we do.
Jeg hedder Flemming, og jeg er teknisk direktør og cheftræner i FC Nordsjælland. Ja, min historik med kvindefodbold er jo forholdsvis ny, fordi jeg har først stiftet bekendtskab med kvindefodbold, da det blev introduceret her i FC Nordsjælland. Og inden da havde jeg ikke kunne forestille mig, at jeg ville hverken se eller beskæftige mig med kvindefodbold. Jeg synes jo, at bare det at italesætte kvindefodbold og tale om professionel kvindefodbold, at der er nogle fordomme, som er brudt ned. Og bare det at se, at alle større klubber i europæisk fodbold, med respekt for sig selv, vil jeg sige, at de har kvindefodbold. Og så der er sket en kæmpe udvikling der. Og der er det dejligt at se, at Danmark er begyndt at følge med.
If I was going to leave Canada and come to a club, any club, it had to have been one that I aligned with in terms of my values. I got the sense that they really wanted to do right by the sport, by the team, and what they're looking to create here was on its way. Flemming has an incredible way about him. When you're in a room with him and somebody of his sort of stature and accomplishments, and he's a legend, let's be honest, in European football. But he makes you feel so confident and heard and seen for sure. He has a way about him that's really special, actually. We're very lucky to have his mentorship. When it comes to the mentorship that I'm receiving from Flemming, it really helps, I would say, validate, inspire, and push us in the right direction to know that we're not only doing the club proud by the way that we're playing, but also the little details that he has just way more experience in terms of how many matches he's watched, what works, what doesn't work. It's like, and he doesn't give the answers. He really includes you in his teaching style, is to make sure it's really coming from you, and he does a good job at guiding the conversations, where at the end of it you're like, oh, I know what I'm doing.
At jeg er blevet et bedre menneske, efter at der er kommet kvindefodbold på programmet i FC Nordsjælland, og der er større fokus på kvindefodbold i Danmark. Måske lyder det for højtragende, men det er faktisk sådan, jeg føler det.
We want to be considered and earn the right to call ourselves a top 3 team in Denmark. There's the energy around the program that's building and rising, and I can't wait for the day that we're in Champions League and competing in those first rounds, because for this club, that's going to be that first step in a longer-term journey. I think we are part of the journey of breaking the biases here in women's football in Denmark specifically, and maybe you could even scan out and say Europe. But if we just stick on Denmark, I think we are playing a brand of football that you would respect. So I think we're on the right path to showing that this is a viable and sustainable and really cool project. I feel my greater purpose is to help grow the game for girls and women, to improve the conditions, the experiences around football for girls and women around the world. When I think of the future of women's football, it actually gives me the feeling that I actually don't feel people understand how big it's going to be.